right, ready? Let's not waste any more time than necessary. We're going to look at 10 cars in no particular order that we think are kind of Lemons iconic.
Dang it.
First up, we've got the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow of Pacific Motors. Now, this car is just one of those cars that starts a lot of discussion on the internet. If you put it on a Lemons forum, people say, it's a Rolls-Royce, how'd you get that for Lemons money? If you put it on Bring a Trailer, they say, 79 Rolls-Royce, that's the worst one ever made, it's not worth $200. And to take those internet talking points even a step further, this particular Rolls-Royce has a Dodge Viper V10 in it because the team that runs it owns an exotic car wrecking yard. So obviously, it's won every single Lemons race that it's entered.
Yes, well.
Next up, the Save the Tatas Camaro. So this is a pretty cheaty third generation F-body. Judge Phil said, look you guys, you're cheating. If you ever want to run this car again, you gotta put a crazy Cadillac Seville body on it or go away. He thought they would go away. You know what they did? They put a Seville body on it. Car has now run like 62 races. It's won a whole bunch. This is how you get around Judge Phil. And look at it.
Next, we've got Porcubibber Motors, and they've got a BMW E30 that they turned into an excellent replica of the Homer from The Simpsons. It's got all the stuff seen in that episode, a separate bubble dome for your annoying kids, a big rig horn that plays La Cucaracha, tail fins, chrome, the whole deal. It's even got the Bort license plate. Amazingly, it's also really good on track. It's finished in the top 5 a couple of times, so it's got everything going for it. It's got a theme, it's got pop culture parody, and it's got speed. And on top of all of that, the folks at Fox got wind of this car and invited it to be part of a big Simpsons celebration at the Fox lot, where Simpsons creator Matt Groening autographed the side of the car.
Next, we've got the Neand car. There's not a lot to say about this because it's just a 5 Series BMW, except it does this. And it does this from the minute it comes in the gate to the minute it's on the trailer going home.
I'm losing my mind.
And then you've got the Sorry for Party Racing Firebird. Now, this team is based on the early 2010s fad and band of LMFAO and their famous song, Sorry for Party Rocking. So this team shows up with all of those details. Neon colors, zebra stripes, loudspeakers playing LMFAO. These days, LMFAO might be a little bit dated. Have they updated their theme at all for the 2020s? They have not.
Next up, the Nash Metropolitan. Now, if you didn't happen to be looking for a cheap commuter car in 1955, you might not know what this is. Tiny little thing made by Nash Kelvinator in England, and they needed a reliable powertrain, so they went to MG for it. That tells you how crappy the rest of the car is. Well, one of them is still around, and it is racing lemons. We had to give it a wheelbase exemption, but of course we would, because look at it. It's awesome. You already have a theme with a car like this. They decided, no, we want to make it a Neapolitan theme, and since Neil Losi is driving, we'll make it a Neapolitan. That was the cherry on top. No, I'm sorry, the cherry on top was the cherry on top.
So one thing that we've seen a few times in Lemons is the hat car, which is the chassis of one car wearing the body of another car as a hat. And one of the most iconic examples of that was the plane car built by Jeff Speedy Cop Block. For this, he took a Toyota van chassis, slapped on the body of a 1956 Cessna 310, chopped the wings off, put the Lemon safety gear in it, and took it to the racetrack. This isn't just a conversation piece, it raced in Lemons, finished a Lemons race, and it's street legal, so you may see it driving down the highway.
Yeah, speaking of Jeff Block, actually, let's talk about the upside-down Camaro. I'll nominate that one. So, this was a 4th-generation Camaro, orange, of course. Jeff took just the body, turned it upside down, and mounted it on a Ford Festiva chassis, so it was going down the road upside down. It was going down the road really slowly. I think top speed was like 80 miles an hour. I drove this car for like 2 years on the street. It was terrible, but man, it looked great. Race car, not so much. Really cool thing to have at Lemons? Absolutely.
Now, just as important as the cars in Lemons are the people in Lemons. Now, one of the cars that really encouraged the cooperation of a race enthusiast community was this Rambler Classic. Now, the idea was a team takes it, races it at Lemons, drives it to the next race where it's taken over by another team that races it at that race, and it goes on to the next one and the next one. After an entire year, it's completed the entire Lemons schedule, and it's been raced by dozens of racers along the way. Now, of course, what actually happened was it was like a game of mechanical telephone. Team 1 would screw something up, pass that problem on to Team 2, Team 2 would fix it poorly, pass it on to Team 3. By the end of the year, this thing was just this kill me now, Frankenstein horrible creation that barely ran at all. Most recently, it's been raffled off to yet a new Lemons team, and we'll be seeing it again soon.
Well, on the subject of the village bicycle, I'm going to say we'll wrap this one up with the K car. This was an 87 Plymouth Reliant K. The idea was someone's going to build it, and then it's going to get driven on the street from race to race and given to another team for each race of the 2013 season. Always with a different team, always driving race to race on the street. It was awesome, and it was also the worst Lemons car anyone had ever driven. It got stuck on the side of the road in a blizzard. It caused one of the guys who worked on it to literally have a nervous breakdown. It was impossible to drive. It went through dozens of motors, but it made every single event, and it was so awful and such a bad experience for everyone who raced it that ultimately we had to make it die.
All right, well, that's 10 iconic cars for now. I'm sure there will be more, and when there are, you'll see them on this channel.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?